Alright, I told you yesterday on my reel, I was gonna show you how to make seafood Alfredo or whatever by scratch. So let's get into it. Alright, so I shop at BJ's because my family's fucking huge. So I got calamari tubes and tentacles. They look like this. They come in a dual pack. So the tubes is on top, the tubes are the head, and then the tentacles are at the bottom. So once you take them, you're gonna take the heads, you're gonna slice them into rings. Oh, doesn't that look familiar? Then you're gonna take this, the tentacles, and just put them on the plate too. I rinsed all of these off to try to get off as much of the briny, fishy flavor as possible. So now I'm just gonna season it. I'll let y'all know what I seasoned it with after I get it all done. Alright, we're back. And as you can see, I hit with the law rays. Well, excuse me, the Borden salt, black pepper, onion powder, paprika, lemon juice, crushed red peppers, garlic powder, actual garlic. This is on, and lemon juice if I didn't already say it. So now I'm just gonna massage that in until it's covered evenly around all of it, and then I'm gonna put it inside this cast iron skillet that has been preheating. I already had it on high. The steam is already coming off. That helps the oil set and everything like that. Makes it nice and shimmery. And then I can dump in the calamari and everything without it sticking or burning. After that, I'm going to do the same thing to the mussels and to the black tiger shrimp. Now I put my mitt on, grab my cast iron, and then I'm going to stir it. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Hold on. Now I gotta use my mitt hand to hold the damn phone. See, it's times like these you gotta invest in a stand. Alright. Oh, that smells beautiful. Wow. Already. Excuse those noises. My wife is taking out the trash. Now, the thing with this is you gotta be careful when you're cooking it because unlike red meat, it doesn't brown. So you're not gonna know that it's done because it goes from red to brown, and it's not like a pork or chicken where you could tell how done it is based on how bouncy it is. With this, with seafood, especially white seafood, you can't tell how it is unless you taste it. So because calamari is white, it stays white. So you can only tell if it's done by how firm it is. If you ever cook squid before or anything like that, it gets really rubbery and tough if you don't cook it the right way. So the way that you test this is that you just periodically take a bite. Either that or you look for these tentacles to curl up. Either try to curl up or just, take your mitten off and just hold it still and pull one of the tentacles off with the other hand. If it comes off easily, it's done. If it doesn't come off easily, or if it's way too chewy and you can't swallow it, that means it's not done. Now, the good thing about most fish is that you eat most fish raw, so don't worry about getting sick or anything like that. If you don't want to swallow it, don't just spit it out. And if you do want to swallow it, go ahead, you'll be fine. So, me being a master chef, I don't have to do any of that. I already pretty much can look at it and tell when it's done. And this is nowhere near because I just started. So I'm going to crank the heat up higher because it's on medium right now. It also depends on, how much heat you got on the stove, what type of stove you got. Me, I got this Samsung, whatever. I couldn't tell you what kind of stove it is. So it's a 5 burner, I know that much. And it's a convection oven. Other than that, that's what you want to see. It's bubbling, it's heating up. The mixture between the water that came off the calamari and the lemon juice is boiling and mixing together pretty good. If I was making just like a seafood boil, here's where I would hit it with some wine, some white wine, or maybe some sherry, to really let that evaporate off and get that nice kind of sweet flavor. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use it in the pasta, and I'm going to hit the pasta itself with alcohol when I'm cooking the sauce. So, yeah. So I'll come back when this is done. I'll taste test it. Well, probably have my wife taste test it for me to, you know, show y'all how good it is or whatever. And then after that, I'll do the exact same steps for the mussels and the shrimp. And it's my first time cooking that shrimp, so you know I'm actually scared for if I'm gonna mess it up or not. But I guess that's to be seen. Those look like SpaghettiOs. All right, I'm done. I'm done. All right, now that our SpaghettiOs is done, take it out the skillet. Now I'm leaving all of this in here. You know, this is all the seasoning, all the water, all the lemon juice that came off. This is just concentrated flavor. So I'm gonna do the same thing for that and the same thing for that. Put all of it in here, let that cook. And I changed my mind. When I get to the mussels, I am going to pour the wine in and then I'm gonna cover it up to let the wine evaporate and cook down. So with that being said, after I take everything out and dump it into this bowl, or at least as much as gonna fit in this bowl, then I'm gonna be left with like a good inch or 2 inches up the sides with just that seafoody stock and wine mixture, the seafood, the stock, the lemon juice, the seasoning, and then I'm gonna dump in, you know, my heavy cream and everything that I need to turn it into a sauce, you know, and then I'm gonna let that cook down, and then that'll be, you know, the sauce for the seafood pasta. So, as I said, I'm gonna have my wife taste test the what's it called. Remember, if she say it's good, she's telling the truth. If she say it's bad, she hating. I don't cook bad food. Now I guarantee you she gonna hit me with the it's spicy. It's spicy. How the kids gonna eat it? It's spicy. Tell them man up. Get some hair on their chest. Okay, chill. Got it.
I'm confused. I was tracing both of the things. Good job. Keep up the good work.
No. Now I'm about to go fuck it up. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, so now we got our shrimp. And this monster is a black tiger shrimp. So, as you can see, these are not pink, which means they are not cooked. These are still raw. So, I'm going to have to peel the shell off, which they've already separated. And I'm going to have to go down the spine and see if they have something called a poop track. Now, that's that black little vein looking thing. But that's not a vein. That's literally its intestines. So, I peel this open. And look, no poop track. There's no black or brown line going down. You know, it looks kind of like that one that you see right here. But that's the shell. You know, but it looks like that just in the middle. But it's not there. So I can take this off and I can just throw it right onto the plate. And then I'm going to take this shell and I'm going to put it inside this bowl that I got down here in the sink. Because this shell, you can boil it and you can make seafood stock. Maybe one day I'll show y'all how to make stock. We'll see. If I got enough likes on this video, yeah. Alright, so after throwing down these sea roaches, I decided it would make more sense to chop these up. I can't imagine my children trying to eat these whole. Like this, eating 2 of these like a full meal. So, I'm going to chop most of these up. Save one whole. Because to me, I want to eat it whole. And then, yeah. Get that all rubbed down with the seasoning. Alright, be back. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all how to unpeel it, you know. So, as you can see, it's all pretty. That's why they call it a tiger. It got the black and orange stripes. Anyway, so, now that to me is holding the camera, I can show y'all in detail. So you're going to come down to the part where they already cut it. And you're just going to fold it back. While you're folding it back, you're going to just keep that open. You're going to take the actual shrimp out. And then you're going to wiggle it gently. So it can come off. After that, you're going to go down and do the same thing down here. And separate that portion. And now you're going to get down to this part. The tail. Which is really hard to get without breaking the entire thing. So that's why you're going to fold back that piece again. You're going to grip the tail firmly. and you're going to just firmly twist. Keep twisting back and forth, back and forth. I'm twisting gently, but I have a firm grip on the bottom shell and on the actual shrimp. So now that came off, as you can see, soft, flipping. Whole thing is soft, moving it, no crunches, no this, then the third. And like I was saying before, there is no poop track. It's completely white, no intestines. And now I can just throw that down with the rest of them, and I can start again. Alright, press the pause button, put the phone back down.
Which one?
Pause button.
This?
Yeah, yep. Alright, we back. Hold on, just kind of back up a little bit. Don't mind that corner full of stuff. I have way too much food. There isn't enough space in my fridge, my freezer, or my counters to put it up. Anyway, so here's my shrimp diced up. Here's the big shrimp for comparison. Let me put this back down real quick. So here goes a little shrimp nugget. In comparison, here go the big shrimp.
Now you gotta
Big
throw all
shrimp,
that out.
shrimp nugget. Now, to me, it wants her big shrimp because you want to eat it now or whatever. Oh, shrimp.
Are you gonna put them together?
No. So I'm gonna drop that in. I'm just gonna give them actually the perfect example to see what they should be looking for.
Curling up.
Oh yeah,
That
he's
is.
dying.
You know that piece right there.
Yeah, he's dying. Of course, he's curling up.
He already dead.
Don't talk about him like that. See, pink, instantly. Shrimp cook really fast. In case y'all didn't know. Actually, it's best to cook shrimp on low temperatures because they cook so fast. But you don't want to be tough. So right now, as you can see, he's still bouncy. When you become a real chef like me, you can tell how cooked stuff is by poking it. Like if this was chicken, I can poke it, tell you if it's raw. Well, if it was steak,
you gotta do this.
I can tell you if it was raw, medium rare,
You
this,
gotta
not a
do
third.
that.
If you want char marks, but that's just like the rendered fat, which shrimp doesn't have any of. So that's hilarious. No, do it again. That was fun. Oh no,
Looks like a fetus.
that's disgusting. Nobody wants to hear that when they're trying to eat. That boy good. Remember, shrimp is white, just like everything else. Can't really tell how done it is based on, you know, looks. But I can tell you right now, it's done. And it's also hot.
Thanks.
That wasn't done.
No?
I wasn't done with him. He's done. I'm not.
Why I want the fat on there.
There is no fat. I'm just trying to get that center browned. See the difference?
I'm gonna hit him with some sour cream.
No, you're not.
Why?
Always doing something. And bam. That's a perfectly cooked black tiger shrimp. My boy. Glistening. Nice and bouncy. Here you go. Bon appetit. You like them?
Bite it.
Hold on.
I'm ready to eat it.
Once I get this cooked down, then I'll start with the mussels. That's when I'll add the wine and all that type of stuff. And then, yeah. Alright, just ate one. Shrimp nuggets is done. Got the golden color. Still juicy. Colorful. Yeah, nice and done. So now I'm going to toss that in the same bowl with the calamari. Look at all that calamari juice.
Go ahead.
Alright, so strip it the same bowl with the calamari. Give it a little mix. I ain't gonna mention that. That's our little secret. Here are the mussels. Now here's the thing with the mussels. We actually don't season these beforehand. We season them during. So I pour the whole thing in, the broth, as well as the actual mussels. Toss that in the garbage. Now, these mussels, I'm pretty sure they're in a wine and garlic sauce. So now, a brown one. Never seen it before. So, I do them all. Now, here's the thing with mussels. Now, they tell you if the mussels are closed, that means that they died. And if they died, then that means that they're expired. Me, I never cared about that. I'm getting my money's worth, so I always just open them back up with a knife, and they taste just fine. Can't tell the difference. But viewer discretion, don't do it if you're not me. But luckily, every single one of these are open. So now what's going to happen is you're going to cook them, and they're going to open more. The muscle fibers are going to stiffen, and they're going to open more. And after that, you can just peel the muscle out of it. Now me, because I don't like to wait, I always open them prematurely, and I pull the muscle out now. And then I drop it in there. That's just how I do it. Again, you don't have to do it like me. And once again, mussel shells, good source of what's it called? For a stock. So I'm gonna just open up all of these. Again, this is hot. I'm just a professional, so it doesn't bother me as much. So open up all of these, drop them in there, let the juice fall out of the mussel shells. And from this step, then I'm going to season this. I'm not going to add any wine in it because I forgot that the mussels were soaked in wine. So that's going to be enough wine base for me. After that, I'm going to season this with the mussels still inside. When the mussels get a little thick, that's when I'm going to take it out. And the mussels, since they're briny, what's going to happen is the more that you cook these, the more that the wine is going to reduce and get thick. After that, that's when I'm going to pour in my heavy cream, and then get to, seasoning everything, and running everything, and making it all nice and, seafood, saucy. But in the meantime, explanation's done. You see exactly what it is I'm doing, so no need to stick around. I'll let y'all know how it looks when it's done. Alright, you can pause. Alright, I got this seasoned with almost the same things that I had seasoned with everything else. The only thing that I omitted was salt, because all the salt that's already been cooked into the broth, and the chili flakes, because I want the seafood to be hot. I don't want the broth. Well, I don't want the sauce to be hot. So I'm going to sacrifice the heat on these mussels so I don't have to have all the chili flakes floating around in here. Plus, it's already going to be a little, like you see there. It's going to be a little bit in here already because of all the other ones that we already cooked. So I don't want it to be any hotter than it already is. So now I have my penne pasta boiling inside the pot. I have my mussels almost done. So here's what's going to happen. After I get done with this, as you can see, it's kind of thick already. You see how long it's taking for that little well to close up? That means it's starting to get thick. So what's going to happen is I'm going to let this cook out a little bit longer after this is done. And then I'm going to hit it with butter. Not just any butter, but this right here. This is the really good butter. God dang, it's windy. So I'm gonna hit it with the pure Irish butter, unsalted, probably like just a half stick. And after I hit it with that, that's when I'm gonna grab my heavy cream, and that's when I'm gonna pour in that.
So you basically make an Alfredo sauce with the mussel juice.
Yes, that's how you get that flavor imparted. The same way how when you're making a steak sauce, well, yeah, a pan sauce, you know get this pan crusty, you scrape it all up after you deglaze, and then you hit it with whatever you gotta hit it with, most likely lemon juice or some kind of vinegar or something like that. Same thing with Alfredo sauce. You do this whole thing, you pour in the butter, not buttermilk, the cream. You hit the cream, you let the cream mix in. You know, then after that, if you want to, you can hit it with cheese. Seafood and cheese don't typically go together, but because Alfredo sauce, as opposed to popular belief, isn't supposed to have cheese in it. That's not a true Alfredo sauce. Alfredo sauce is just simply cream. But I'm gonna probably hit it with some cheese because I have this right here. I have these freshly shaved joints. This is the real stuff. And if you're not convinced that that's the real stuff, I also have one. Have you seen my other?
No, you don't have it no more. We use it all.
I guess you use it all somehow. But yeah, we have this stuff, which is Asiago, Parmesan, Provolone, and Romano. And I'm gonna put that in there, stir it around, let it get cheesy. And it's not the stringy kind of cheese like mozzarella, so it'll have that cheese flavor. So it'll have that cheese flavor without imparting all of that other stuff that you don't want, that stringiness and stuff that to move.
What?
That it don't go well with.
So how am I supposed
The
to
hush. So now I'm gonna
Don't ever let a man talk to you like that, by the way, y'all.
You lost your mind?
So what? You want me to put the other onions in here and then do it again?
Don't do nothing yet. So now I'm gonna take these out and I'm gonna put them in the bowl with everything else. Now the thing with mussels is if you overcook them, they literally break apart. Like they get mushy and they break apart and they feel like grit. So you have to be extremely careful with them. So these just about perfect. Dump that in there. Make sure I scoop up just a little bit of wine. Let that impart with the seafood. Let the flavors get fused and mixed together and all that. I'm going to toss it the same way that I tossed it before. So it can go into layers. But you see that? How that's not closing? That's perfect. I can dump in the butter like literally right now because of that. So I'm going to dump in the butter. Then I'm going to dump in the onions. Let the onions caramelize a little bit. Because I want them translucent. I don't want them crunchy. And then after that, I can start with the cream. This is exactly what you want. You want it either so it doesn't close up all the way, or you want it so it can coat the back of a spoon. You see how that's not just falling off? That's what you want. She must have lost her goddamn mind, right, y'all? Crazy. Anyway, so I put the butter in, dump the onions in, let it get all nice and thick and cook down a little bit. Now, pour in the cream. Because I'm cooking it in like a whole bunch of seafood, like you don't understand how much I'm cooking, I'm going to put in the entire container of cream. Where did I put the top? Here, dump this out. Now, because you see how much this is, I'm going to very carefully stir and try not to make a mess. But it's cooking. Messes happen.
If you knew you had a lot, you should have put it in an actual pan.
No, I don't have any big pans, unfortunately.
So that's not a big pan?
That's a pot. And I can't afford to put it in that until the sauce come together. Because all the flavor is in this one. Now when I turn and then the camera go with me, you'll be looking real foolish.
Should I go check on the garnish?
Go ahead. Your work is. Should you? Like I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Right? I know it looks nasty now, but shut up. It comes together. You just have to let it come together. And I'll hit y'all up again when it does come together. While we wait for that to come together, our pasta is al dente. That means it's almost done, but not quite. So I'm going to take it off the heat, dump it into a strainer, save a cup of pasta water because it has all the starch that we need to make the sauce velvety, and then I'm going to come back. Alright, so there's our half cup of pasta water. And now here's a trick. I'm going to put this on top, and then I'm going to dump it upside down. So I don't know if y'all notice it, but the sauce did come together. And anything that you see that's floating, that's just the onions. They took the color of the broth before, so they're kind of dark and crimsony. So that's not like the oil breaking or separating. That's just the onions. So now that everything is together and kind of thick, as you can see from the spoon, and one uniform color, now I'm gonna throw in my my cheese chips. After that, I'm going to keep the heat the same, kind of medium, and then I'm going to put everything inside of a pot, because once you have this much, you can't put everything back inside of the pan. You have to switch to a pot. So, yeah. Wow.
Put one in my mouth.
So now I'm about to go on with my cheese chips. Now the thing with this is, look, I record my hand. Now you see all this dust? You don't want that. That's actually an anti-clumping agent, and what it does is it stops the cheese from clumping while it's in the bag together. And so it keeps them separate. Now the problem with that is, you know, obviously it makes the cheese sauce break because it's harder to come together because of all the anti-clumping agents. So you want to buy your cheese in whole, and then you want to shred it yourself. I just don't feel like doing that shit because, as y'all can see, I cook so much damn food that that's just an extra step that just takes me way too long. Mouth. I mean, one. It's 4 different types of cheeses. You're not gonna get the flavor from one. But yeah, it would just take me way too much time. Plus, I would have to shred like 4 blocks of cheese, and I'm not doing that. I'll do it sometimes. I ain't doing it that time. So now, get back to stirring.
Do Mia know how to open them?
And I'll get to stirring until it just melts. When I go through and I don't see any cheese chunks falling off my spatula, that's when I'll know that the cheese has combined. I have that subtle cheese flavor, which is like a nutty type flavor. Parmesan is pretty nutty, which goes together with cream sauces really well. Speaking of that, to me, when you get the chance, find me the nutmeg. So, mix this together. Let it all combine, come together. After that, pour in some nutmeg. Let that come together some. And then pick this big thing up, pour it all inside that pot over there, and then voila, dinner served. And when I say dinner, it's 12:22 p.m. So yeah. Luncher. Dutch. Yep. It's Dutch.
Dutch?
Yep, Dutch. Dinner lunch. I guarantee you by 2030 that's gonna catch on. And they gonna forget that I'm the one that coined it. Open it. And shake it in. That's enough. Now I can lower that all the way down to low heat.
What does meg mean?
I don't know. Yeah, that's fragrant.
I mean, seriously, why is this in there? Ooh, I had that. Oof.
Congratulations. She about to go blow up the potty. Go use the upstairs bathroom. Like, I bought a whole bidet. So let me have a bidet that she could use. But it is in the upstairs bathroom. But for some reason she wants to keep on using the downstairs bathroom. Like, she's the single reason why I'm gonna have to buy toilet paper for like the first time in a year. Always keep like a mega pack on standby just in case. But still. There, that's creamy. It's not breaking, it's not separating. It's homogeneous. A beautiful solution. Now, go through. Again, no chunks, just onions and garlic and all the seasoning from the various seafood that I cooked. And yeah, looking good, looking good, looking good. Yep, nothing. Alright. Now, I don't want y'all to laugh at me or bully me, so you're not going to get to see me attempt to pour this into the into the pot. So, yeah, not today, sir. So, I'm going to pour. Fishy. So I'm going to pour that in there now, and then done with my seafood. And then I'm going to garnish it with some bacon bits. Alright. Alright, so I successfully poured it in without making a mess. Now, hit up my pasta water. I know it seems like a lot. It's not. Actually, it might not be enough. So now, I'm going to try to get it all together. If I can't do it with this spatula, I'm going to go over and switch to my ladle. Okay, that's not a good idea. I'm going to switch to my ladle. Where's my ladle? Oh. Thank you. So I'm going to do my best to try to mix it together while holding the camera. Mix, mix, mix. Now, this does two things. It A, makes the pasta cook inside of the pot, so it cooks the rest of it, but it cooks it in the sauce. So as the starch from the pasta water combines with the sauce, it makes it get inside all the ridges and stuff that tubular pastas have, and it coats it, and it makes it a nice velvety texture, almost like mac and cheese, you know, like how it covers every single piece of noodle and stuff like that. So we do that. We mix it together. So bam. So now we're gonna let all of that. Can I even see? Y'all can kind of see all the liquid. So we're gonna let that liquid kind of evaporate and get thick, and then at the same time we're gonna toss in our our seafood with all of that liquid in it. Make sure we got it all. Yeah. And we're gonna toss that and coat that, because that was over there getting, here, hold this since you're over here. Since that was over there getting all cold and cooled down. So we're gonna toss that in. That imparts the seafood flavor, you know, from all the stuff that we've missed. And then when that gets done, and the seafood is heated up, and the pasta is cooked through, and the sauce is thick, and that's all mixed in. Now it looks like this. And now I got these 2 packs of bacon because, you know, I wanted to see which one was better. The cherry wood is definitely better. So now I'm going to crumble that in here and put probably like half the pack in here, because everybody knows that seafood and bacon go together. And then after that, just let it cook, and I'm cool. Drop it on low heat, let that thicken up, and then I'm done. Got the bacon in there. Mix it all up. What'd you say? You okay? Hi, baby. Oh no, you fell down. That's tough. Mix that together. For anybody that thought that was too much bacon, well, as you can see, it disappeared. And for anybody that thinks that bacon doesn't go together in Alfredo or doesn't go together with seafood, well, I'm eating it, not you. I don't care. No, just let that come together. Let that be on low. Probably cover it. Yeah, I'm gonna cover it with the cast iron skillet. Nice seal. It's on low, so I don't gotta worry about it burning or anything like that. And then what time is it? It's like 12:33. I'll come back at like 12:45, and then it'll be done. All right, and here's how it looks when it's done. All thick and Alfredo saucy. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but like, yeah, like that one for example, you can see how much that's coated. That's how the entire thing looks. It's just that with my camera and the lighting in this house, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. My camera is a really good camera, so it captures exactly how it looks, like, you know, in my kitchen. But no matter how good a camera is, human eyes are always better. So in person, it looks different than how the camera's capturing it. But it still looks good. Anyway. So yeah, now I'm about to feed my daughter because she said she's hungry. So the whole spiel, like and subscribe. Me and Deveining YouTube channel. Let me know if you want to see more cooking videos. I know we don't post all like that, but that's because y'all don't comment and tell us, hey, we're still interested, we're still watching, we're still here, we want to see stuff. You know, tell us that y'all, you know, still like watching us on here, or else we're gonna assume that you are on Facebook, because Facebook is always telling us stuff. Facebook is always engaged, always commenting, always sharing, always liking. So we hear from Facebook. We don't hear from YouTube. When we start hearing from YouTube, we'll start caring about YouTube and prioritizing YouTube. So with that being said, love y'all, respect y'all, and we'll see y'all.
Ha 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 ha.
That's my old phone.